They're calling us 60s.
Right.
Yeah,
we're in the 50s here.
What'd you say?
I've said you're right more than
Randy?
once this episode. I have said you are right more than once this episode. So let's relax.
Yeah,
Let's
they've
not act like it's so rare.
Welcome to Cue the Mic. I'm Darren Worth.
And I'm the very handsome Randy Twyford, thank you.
And I'm Emma Derflinger, and this is episode 100.
Episode 100.
Yeah.
Emma thought we weren't going to get past 5 when we started this yet.
Is that right?
I did not.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
It was a big deal when we got to episode 10.
Did you think we'd get to 5? I'm like, there is no way in hell. Nobody has ever got me to commit to something for this long, ever.
Yeah, we're coming up on year 2, like in a couple of weeks. Well, I guess months. May. That's crazy.
Scary.
I didn't like that thought.
Wow.
That's wild.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been doing this a long time.
That's crazy.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Wouldn't have it any other way, except for the only thing that's changed back then. Back then when we first started, we always had to work around Darren and Randy's schedule. And now
that's true.
Now we have to constantly work around Emma's schedule. Because Emma has become the social butterfly.
Okay. That's not fair.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah,
Don't lie. Most weeks we're working around your adventure schedule, whether it's brunch with the parents or friends or traveling to some exotic city or vacation or whatever, exotic? Right?
Is Dallas exotic?
Well, there's a zoo there. They got fucking exotic shit.
I was there once, and there's a lot of exotic dancer places.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, Randy. Now, Randy, you're a little fuzzy. Are you uploading correctly?
Yeah, I'm at 94% upload.
That is the greatest segue in the world, Randy. And we didn't even plan this.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Because we asked people for a bunch of ideas for 100 episodes, and Emma didn't do her homework, and we just learned about these 5 minutes ago.
So we're just fucking winging it.
No,
so we're just winging it like we always are. But let's say I don't want to lose my. I don't want to lose.
Stop.
I don't want to lose my thought.
Okay.
About the exotic dancers.
So this week we've been working a lot on pizza. We'll talk about pizza. Right?
Wonder why they call them exotic dancers.
Oh my God.
Have you ever thought about that?
Well, here, I'm going to give you the answer, Randy.
Because I just think of it as strippers.
Randy?
Yeah.
So I'm out on Reddit.
Stand by.
Reddit. I do love to do a lot of research on Reddit, especially as it goes as far as recipes. I love to do, when we're trying to create pies, I'm constantly out on Reddit trying to look at old, because you don't find the new recipes that everybody who's the famous blogger or whatever that has all the most clicks. You find the shit that grandma used to make.
That's
right?
what you
People
want.
bringing back family recipes. And to me, those that have stood the test of time, all the new recipes are just kind of copycats off stuff. But if you get back to your old original.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
I just noticed on this can, be awake, not woke.
Oh,
Randy.
Be awake,
Randy's,
not woke.
You need to lean off the coffee. I feel like it's squirrel.
Randy, what are you drinking there, buddy?
Here.
Randy, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking this is by Blackout Coffee Company, Skip the Brew, cold brew latte by Blackout Coffee Company.
And Emma, what are you drinking on this fine 3:00 in the afternoon?
An iced coffee. Homemade by yours truly.
And on the way home,
almond milk.
And then
sugar packet.
And then there's Darren, who's been up since 2:00 this morning, is drinking purified water Members
which
Mark.
you should. Oh, also
Jesus.
Also, I on the way home in the food truck, I drank a Celsius.
Randy, you know what? It shows.
Does it really?
That makes it makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, back to let's wind her
Stripper.
back.
Bring her
Let's
back
talk
in.
about strippers, right? So I'm out on Reddit.
One of my topics.
And Des Moines, I don't follow many Reddits. I follow like pizza, baking, and Des Moines and Cape Coral. Those are my 4 Reddits that you follow, right? Those are the ones that right now are of interest to me. Now, Randy, he'd be doing midget porn and shit like that, but I don't do that. But anyway, along the Des Moines Reddit comes out a new Des Moines podcast. Must listen. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And I open it up. And it's 3 guys that used to be management at the Lumberyard Strip Club. And they've started the Tip Rail podcast. Now, they've only got like 10 episodes in. Okay. And I've only listened to 20 minutes of one episode.
Jesus.
But they have Topless Tuesday. And Topless Tuesday, they bring in a stripper and ask the stripper questions.
Interesting.
And there's an episode that I'm listening to about Angelique. She says her name's Amanda, whatever. I'm telling you, it's funny. It's crazy, but it's behind the scenes of what a strip club. And so they're just asking weird questions to her. They're going about her history, how she got involved. She used to be a Hooters girl. She went to the Lumberyard to visit a friend that was working there with nothing. You just want to go visit a friend, right? And hang out with her friend at the strip club, right? Her friend must have been a stripper. Anyway, when she walks in, one of the managers says, "Hey, you interested in dancing? You know, looks like you got da-da-da-da-da." And she's like, "I don't know, never really thought about it, but, you know, I'm unemployed," because she got fired at Hooters for some reason. Anyway, so she starts stripping in 2011. And they start asking all these questions about, so what's the weirdest thing that's ever happened to you at a strip club? And she's like, some guy ripped out both my nipple rings once.
Oh, my God.
And she's like, I almost passed out. It was so, it hurt so bad. And I had to take 4 days off to get them to heal.
I would throw up.
And she's talking about, but there's still sensitivity and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my God. And then the next question is, have you ever had sex with anybody in a strip club, in the strip club, in the strip club, in the confines of the strip club? And she's like, because I asked her, have you had any sex with any guys, your boyfriend or anybody just in the confines? She goes, never with a boy.
Oh boy.
But she goes on, she's going on talking about there's some midget, that a midget stripper, Bridget or whatever, I don't know, famous. And she was in there and she says one time they were in at this Miss Kitty's or whatever, they had strippers out there or whatever, which is a country bar. And she walks in and she knew Bridget, right? She's a midget, right? Bridget knows who she is from a past experience at the Lumberyard, reaches in, jumps up under her dress and grabs her by the crotch. Hello, Bridget. And that's all I got to say about that. But it's just,
what's the name of this podcast?
So
what's the name of it?
The Tip Rail podcast. So for all our guy listeners and some girls,
I was going to say, broaden your horizon.
I just thought it was funny because it made me think about, I wasn't even thinking about strippers like Randy was. I was thinking about what makes a podcast interesting, right? What makes it, why do people go in? Because, I think it's really about to me, it's not about keeping you company or whatever. It's about or passing time. It's about curiosity, right? It's about curiosity. So I'm like, why would I listen to a stripper podcast? It's been 20 years since I've been in a strip club, right? Long time. Right. And it's like, wow, what a waste of money. I mean, that was a college thing, and probably 30 years. That was a college thing. We used to go to Chris's Go-Go's all the time, every Wednesday night from Ames, man. And But now
Could've
it's
done without
like
that
I
information.
have like 3 strip clubs within 5 minutes of my house. And I
No
haven't
kidding.
been into any one of them. No, yeah, Northern Polk County, man, that's the strip club capital of the world. All of them
I'll
in
be
Des Moines
damned.
pretty much are there.
I
But
didn't
it's
know
like,
that.
but why would I drive down the road, and I never listen to podcast anyway, except if I'm walking in Florida, I make a walk and I listen to business podcasts. I'm like, I got to see what this is about. And this thing just drug me in. And I'm like, what in the hell? But it made me think about podcast, about people are just here to listen about things that are interesting. It doesn't matter if you have a topic, which we very
yeah.
rarely do.
Right.
But then I'm always I'm the one that I like to be educational. I want people to learn things
Sure.
along the way, along with our ramblings. So anyway, and plus I like to get a lot of ideas. Like last week when I said my chicken sucked, boom, here comes the emails with the chicken. Oh, I just got an email. Matt Frampton, the pizza god, right? He's like, hey, I got my balloon blending operation. Hey, I'm happy to help, whatever. Boom. And then I get another one from Steve. Here's a pizza academy in Chicago. Here, these guys can help you. Boom. I'm like, boom, boom. And I'm like, yeah, every time I need help, I just put it on the podcast and people are there.
Right.
Right? They're there to help.
It's crazy how that works.
Just crazy how that works.
Crazy.
Crazy.
It's like I might have been onto something 100 episodes ago.
100 episodes. Yeah, we still haven't got past that 150 views a week or something like that, I don't think. But
That's so far from true.
What do we have as far as views and stuff?
who knows?
Um,
I think you can't really tell when somebody hits the play versus it's all about downloads and podcasts.
Down.
but I can, if you give me a second, I wasn't ready to pull up those
I know
stats.
YouTube's a pain in the ass trying to download a video off of YouTube.
Well, YouTube, you don't have to download. You just have to watch it. Like it counts watches.
I wanted to download it so I could put it on my social media.
Yeah, well,
Just do a link.
yeah. What? But you
Well-
can't do that on Instagram. But you can do thumbnails on Instagram.
See, that's my problem. I was on TV yesterday doing.
I lost my social media gal, so I mean I got to deal with in Omaha. I'm sure they know how to do it.
Wizards.
got
they
yeah, they didn't really know how to do it.
did
I was just
did
guessing.
did a segment on how to make leprechaun balls,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's loud.
and that went over very well.
Did you get them looking good yet?
They're
No.
still not the prettiest thing you'd like to see.
Yeah, you just got to get some color.
Well, they're better.
Little-
I changed the grease in the fryer.
I'm thinking more along the lines of maybe a sprig of parsley or maybe a
Oh, okay, for the pictures. Yeah.
maybe even a shamrock in the background or a St. Patrick's Day hat, nice and green.
Well,
you know,
we didn't have any.
leprechaun.
We didn't have anything. I didn't have anything with me, but we did get some good pictures there at the TV station because of all the good lighting.
Or
So-
Randy, I never thought about this one, and I can't believe Emma hasn't brought this up. Download that picture that looks shitty to Chat GPT and say, I need to make this really nice.
ChatGPT, I mean, it'll give you some tips, but you might as well just ask it to tell you how to take the picture.
No. I mean, you can go in and you can tell it to, I mean, I've had it
I
make
guess-
me, I was trying to make a cartoon book
look
for
at that.
Griffin once. And it says, hey, make a cartoon book and use these pictures of me and Griffin. And I uploaded the picture and it came up with a cartoon book with. So I think you'd have to say,
okay.
you're a master photographer. You have to butter them up. We talked about
Right.
this. You got to butter them up,
Right.
right? You
Right.
are a master photographer. I'm going to be selling leprechaun balls, which is this and this and this. Here's a picture of them, but I can't make it look good. How do you just, and I bet you ChatGPT is going to
I'll
come up
report
with your
back
answer.
next week.
Yeah. I'll probably get into that tonight too, because I already have your picture. So
Yeah.
I'll be looking for something
Yeah.
new. Since,
I guess I've never had ChatGPT work with an image, so
yeah.
I'd be interested to see how that.
Yeah.
So what
you
kind
can
of data
analyze
are you coming
images.
up with?
What do you mean?
I thought you
Like
were going
what?
to find how many downloads.
She's reading Instagram.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Focus.
Downloads.
That's the name
So
of that's my middle name, Randy Focus Twyford.
Yeah.
your middle name changes frequently. So downloads, we average about 170 on just through like podcast platforms. Plus we average about 80 views an episode. So we have about 250-ish.
Really, what we should do is we ought to put a tip jar out there for one episode and say, if you listen, you got to tip us 50 cents because we are economical. Or maybe we should say tip us $5 and we'll donate it to our favorite charity.
Oh, they know you well enough to know that probably is not what's going to happen. Probably just.
I give money to charities every single day.
Okay, you're right. I was feeling sassy for no reason.
I just gave charity to a golf tournament this morning. I'm sponsoring a hole. Speaking of the Tip Rail podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe you could sponsor a hole. Never mind. Go. Okay. Boom.
Yep. No. Our most viewed episode, though, out of the 100, is Barbecue Competitions Through Darren's Eyes, which is episode 2. It's the most downloaded and viewed episode.
Wow. And that was the worst audio ever.
Yes, it sure was. But it was the most information. Not the most information. It was just the most information that everyone thought they wanted to hear. You gave us a sneak peek into your life.
Well, let me give you a sneak peek into my life today.
Okay, let's hear it.
So my day started about 2 a.m. because last night I decided that I was for dinner. We thought we were having kids over. We didn't have. And so last minute it was like, let's quick thaw out some Snake River Farms Wagyu fajita slices. And if you've never ordered Wagyu fajita slices from Snake River Farms, it might be the best thing on their entire website.
Really?
It's strips. It's just strips of different meat, ribeye, whatever, but they strip it out like fajita slices. And it's just random, marbled as could be. And so it comes in a pound. And normally they're $20 a pound for these slices. Now at $20 a pound, I'd say they're worth $30 a pound when you go to eat them. They're just, it's truly amazing. But they run sales all the time. And so the last sale, they were on the sale, which we got tipped off, because we know people. They tipped and said, hey, this sale is starting. We're going to put fajita slices on it. I was able to get fajita slices for $12 a pound.
Get out.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, of course, I did. I bought 10 1 pound packages of fajita slices. Now I'm wishing I would have bought 30, but I bought 10 of them and a couple really nice Wagyu ribeye steaks. Now I don't like ribeye steaks. I don't like steak in general, but once in a while it's, Sherry does like steak. So if I want to surprise her, hey, do you want steak for dinner? She's like, you don't like steak. And I'm like, no, we're going to have steak.
Oh, you're such a loving husband.
Then I cook her a big steak and I cook myself a pork. Then I cook myself a pork chop.
There it is.
You say I'm a loving husband every day. I start in the morning with Sherry and I'm like, hey, hon, what would you like for dinner? Right? And she's like, Darren, I don't know, whatever, every day. Once in a while, she'll tell me. But then when I get done, if I see her during the day, hey, have you thought about what you want for dinner? And then on the way home, I'll call her because I'm going to go to the grocery store almost every day on the way home. Hey, what would you like for dinner? And then I go home and I've been working all day. And the first thing I want to do is I want to cook dinner. Right? So I like, and I don't want, and don't tell me you want something that takes 5 minutes to prepare because I'm not going to make it. I want dinner. I want the prep to be minimum 15 to 30 minutes.
Sure.
Because I don't know. That's why I enjoy. So last night we're trying to figure out
therapy,
what we're going to have. And I said, you know what? We got late. I'm like, I'm going to thaw out them Wagyu slices and let's make a little rice bowl. Okay.
Ooh,
so I did Wagyu slices. I had an Asian medley vegetable blend that it was frozen, but from Bird's Eye, but it was really good. Had it, threw that in the microwave, made some rice in the Instapot. And then I went out to the Blackstone. It was a little chilly, but not bad. And I just quickly grilled off these fajita slices. And then I put this, what do I want to call it? This sauce on it that was the most simplistic stir fry sauce. My daughter gave it to me. It's light, low sodium soy sauce and sesame oil and cornstarch. And
Okay.
it's like a third of a cup of low sodium soy sauce, a quarter cup of sesame oil, and a tablespoon of cornstarch. And you put it in a jar and you shake it till it's all mixed. Cook your chicken, cook your steak, pork, whatever you want, right? And dump that sauce over the top of it, and it thickens up. Of course, It's
Right.
got cornstarch.
Mhm.
And it is the most simplistic, tasty sauce ever. Now, I could see someday I may put a little honey in it to give it a little sweetness, or maybe a little red pepper, give it a little spice. But it is like the easiest, most simplistic thing. So we had these rice bowls, and these rice bowls were really good. And I don't eat beef hardly at all because I don't digest it very well for some reason, and I don't sleep worth a shit. But I maybe had 3 ounces of beef. And I had a big old bowl of rice and a bunch of vegetables, right? Sherry went back. She went back for seconds and got another big whole thing of. She's like, "This is so fucking good." I mean, normally Sherry doesn't say that. Normally, Sherry likes to pick about something about the meal. Yeah, it was, you know. And then she gets up and goes and starts doing dishes when I'm halfway through the meal, which is my biggest pet peeve ever in the world. And I've tried to break her of it, but it's like we'll be eating dinner and she'll get done first and I'm enjoying my meal and whatever, and she'll just leave. I'm like, where are you going? I'm going to do dishes. She wants, because eating for her is an experience. Eating for her is, I just need to get this over, get something in my stomach and be done. But nonetheless, we ate that. And then, of course, I slept really good until 2:00 in the morning. And then I'm tossing and turning. I'm finally like, fuck, it's one of those things you might as well just get out of bed, right? I
Right,
went over
right.
my list. Things were moving so fast in my head about my to-do list. I was just so excited about life today for some reason. It was like, okay, I got this to do and this to do. And oh man, I need to do this and this and this and this and this and this list. I'm like, fuck, how am I ever going to get any of this done? But it was just one of those motivational mornings that today was, guess what I got done on my list? Not a damn thing, because I've been moving restaurant equipment all day.
You've been what?
Moving restaurant
Oh,
equipment.
moving
all day.
restaurant equipment.
We've had, when you buy restaurants, they got a bunch of shit that's too good to throw away. And so what do? We put it over at the corporate office. And then we had shit from the Pork Expo years ago that every year we had warmers and chafers and all this stuff that we had, put it in storage. I've got 3 garage storage areas up the street from the restaurant.
Oh, God
3.
damn. Dude.
And I've had all 3 since 2008.
Holy
Right?
shit.
And who knows what we pay a month for it, whatever. But anyway, we decided that we're going to get everything consolidated into 2 of those garages and then call the auction company. And they've already come down once, but get everything together and say, hey, okay, what are you giving us? Haul the shit out of here, right? Just done. Right? Instead of piecemeal, because we don't like dealing with people. I don't want to do Facebook Marketplace. I mean, there's some warmers, there's Cambros in there. There's shit everywhere stacked in there. So me and another guy, Mitch, our warehouse guy, that's what we did all day today is we moved equipment from old equipment to, most of it's still got a useful life, but it's stuff that we have 5 fryers. When we take fryers out of the restaurant, they work great. But when I replace one fryer, I'm going to replace them all, right? Because I don't want to deal with this. I want to do this. So 5 fryers, so we hauled 5 fryers over there and whatever. And it's like, I could have a full-time person doing nothing but meeting people and whatever, or you just call the auction company and say, come get this shit. And you take
Easy
get
peasy.
50,
Easy
get 50,
decision.
get 50 cents on the dollar. But, we've got catering stuff here. So we got to get plates, and we bought this, catering company that had table service for 600 people. So we got plates and glasses and wine glasses and cups and coffee cups and forks and knives and just all this shit that we don't use China. We're a barbecue place. And even the jam, we're using melamine because they're not that, they're just going to drop it on the floors and break it. So
Sure.
you might as well just get melamine ones. So all this stuff that if somebody was opening a wedding venue, it would be like great. And we already had one catering company come and took like 30 Schaefer's, because not only did we have 30 Schaefer's, and then we had 30 Schaefer's in storage because of Pork Expo. And now we just do wire racks or whatever, very little serving. But then this catering company had 30 Schaefer's. So it's like we had Schaefer's coming out our ass, and so they came, picked through whatever they want, gave us money for it. But it's like, we just don't have time to deal with all these individual. I should have an auction myself, but there's probably not enough stuff. Or you leave it sit in storage until we die, and then kids will have to take care of it.
Here we go, sell it.
I mean, I found more Weber vintage kettle grills in the back of that storage area. I'm like, ooh, boy,
Yes, you did.
I got a lot of those.
I could only imagine. Imagine.
Yeah, it was crazy. So, but other than that, we've hot and heavy testing. The pizza testing is going good. We think we found a recipe until I talk to Matt now and give him the recipe and say, hey, what do I do? But we were screwing around all week with focaccia bread. I've always hated that we make our own focaccia bread at the Ornery Chicken.
Oh, it's so good.
Right? Oh,
Okay.
Emma, I'm telling you,
What?
it's next level now.
You guys,
So,
is it thicker?
huh?
Is it thicker?
Well, so what we did was we took
always-
focaccia bread and we put it inside an egg ring. So instead of cutting it, I wanted to make a burger bun out of focaccia bread. Check out this.
Oh,
So it's a
Nice.
bun.
Back up
So
a little bit.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's a 4-inch bun, and we kept playing with the amount of Alex has been back there testing, about, hey, put more in it. And so we're making these buns, and that's going to be a thing. We're going to make buns instead of cutting focaccia bread, right?
Yeah. It needs to be thicker.
And you get
That was always
crispy
the biggest.
around the outside. It's thicker. It's sturdier. And so now that focaccia, when you're holding it, it's fine that day of, but then as soon as you store it or whatever, it gets soft.
Mhm.
Well, we've been playing around with put it in the oven for a minute or two, and it really brings that crisp back.
Shut up.
So we played around like yesterday. I went and I made a Smokey D's turkey club. So at the jam, but I made a turkey club. It was smoked turkey, and it had smoked turkey had lettuce on it, tomato, cheese on it, Swiss cheese, and then we put our jam and sauce on it. I took a little bite and spit it out, but it was really great, right? I took it out to a couple of friends of mine that I knew that were out in the restaurant, and they just stared at me as they're eating it. They're going, this might be the best sandwich I've ever had
Yeah.
in Des Moines.
Really?
Yeah. It is so good, but it was so easy to make. Well, then I'm on pizza crust, right? So I'm like, we need to make a focaccia pizza crust, but I want the pizza crust to be thin. So we found a cheesecake pan, 8-inch cheesecake pan,
Right.
put the pan down, put a little bit of focaccia in there, stretched it out enough, and made a focaccia crust. Might be next level, except I tested it this morning. Of course, Sherry said, well, you doing any testing today? And I said, I don't know. What would you like, hon? And she's like, well, I mean, I wouldn't mind a little breakfast testing. I said, okay, I'll be over. So I went and I pressed out some dough on our dough press, and I had focaccia bread they'd done. And I went to the jam, made pizzas, made 3 different styles of pizzas, cut it all up into small pieces. I took half a pizza to the accounting office, half of each pizza. And I left a half there. And it was like they went through it. Now the focaccia, once you put it in the to-go box, and I didn't have a pizza box, I had a to-go box.
Yeah.
It was the best tasting, but it was not their favorite because it wasn't crispy at all by the time it got there. Now,
kind of lost its tightness.
but when we tested it in the restaurant and tried the pizza right away, it's like, oh my God, Godfather's breakfast pizza, but thin crust. So it was very thin, 1/8 inch thick, but it was crispy like Godfather's on the bottom.
Huh.
So trying to figure out now at 2:00 in the morning, maybe about 2:45, my mind was going, well, maybe we just need pizza pans and do the focaccia in the pizza pan and then top it, take it out and have a thick crust focaccia pizza or a thin crust, regular thin and crispy. Yeah, I don't know.
Have you talked to Mom about this?
No.
She makes a lot of.
We didn't have our morning meeting because her Robert's been sick this week, so she's been the lunch lady.
Got it.
And the baker. She's had to make a zillion, Robert does lunches we do the lunches for Ankeny Christian Academy. And so they do lunches every day, and Robert pretty much handles the lunches, and then he moves into Pop-Tart production. So he does nothing but Pop-Tarts and cinnamon rolls for probably 4 or 5 hours every day because we go through a lot of Pop-Tarts. We go through like 200 and some Pop-Tarts, I think, a week. Maybe I'm off a little bit, but
Wow.
we go through so many Pop-Tarts, making the dough and crimping them, and we're trying to figure out how do we make it more efficient. But yeah, crazy. But, kind of funny since she listens. I'm looking at the school thing from today. We get how many meals come in, right, to the school, and every day. So at 8:20 this morning, we got the lunch count for tomorrow. We're having French toast casserole and little smokies. Plus, she'll have fruit, and plus she has yogurt parfaits and whatever. But I just happened to look at the numbers, and it says, "Have a great day, Amanda. We appreciate the wonderful food and service your catering company is providing our school. The food is so amazing, delicious, and fresh, and you and Robert are always so organized, prompt, professional, and great to work with. Thank you for all that you do."
Nice.
Now, yeah, and I know she didn't want me to see it. Well, maybe she saw it, but I don't know. But I'm like, I'm going to write, like, I'm circling this and say, major
Good job.
kudos.
Major kudos.
So and I've been talking to a lot of parents that go, oh, my kids go to Ankeny Christian Academy. They would never eat lunch before, and now they eat lunch. I'm like, yeah, because before they were getting everything at Sam's Club, and here we are making everything from scratch.
Well, yeah, and school lunch isn't.
School lunch isn't what? I would eat our school lunch every single day.
Well, me
We
too.
feed those little fuckers.
Well, yeah, that for sure. But like school lunch for a lot of kids is not.
Not
a
the
lot of
most
kids.
exciting thing
Yeah.
in life.
There you go.
Yeah, well,
Thanks, Randy.
some of the stuff
I
that
couldn't
they
think of how
get, that's the other thing, speaking of school lunches. So we were doing taco day the other day. They had tacos and refried beans, and she does this thing with refried beans where, and I'd never had it. She told me she did it, but she takes refried beans and adds salsa to it, and then cooks it and then puts cheese on top of it.
Right.
Well, I had this pizza bread, or I had the pizza dough. I was testing pizza dough like it was going out of style. I was docking it, and I was just doing all kinds of stuff with pizza dough, trying to figure out what's the most efficient way to make this pizza dough so we can speed up. That's how my mind works, And so I went over and I'm like, I wonder how this would be in the fryer. So I took a pizza crust and threw it in the fryer. I damn near reinvented tasty tacos.
You know what?
I mean,
that doesn't surprise me, actually.
It was like,
I love tasty tacos.
let me show
Randy,
you.
you ever had tasty tacos?
Yes, I have.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. I
Is that a
thought they
thing
were-
in Illinois? Okay.
No.
I didn't think so.
No, it's
just Des Moines? Well, I didn't know if they had branched out or not.
So here's the, oh, hang on. Here's the tasty taco video. But we stole a little portion of meat and refried beans from the kids, and then we put lettuce on it, and she had a salsa, low sodium, of course, for the kids, and cheese on there. I learned a lot about bread and glutens, and it's amazing the knowledge I've gotten. And so we're trying to find this pizza crust, and I'm out on ChatGPT. I'm doing all these things. And then it came to me. You know what? We hired Corey. And when we hired Corey, one of the things on his resume was he had partially owned a pizza restaurant. And Randy, who is our general manager, she came totally out of the pizza business. So I asked Randy, I said, "Hey, recipes? Yeah, we'll get you some." No, that was a week ago. I haven't even talked to her hardly about it. But Corey's like, "Yeah, I got a recipe right here. Thin and crispy? Yeah, boom, boom. Go put it in, let it sit overnight like amazeballs."
Huh. Interesting.
Now, could it be better? Yeah, I need to run it through the ringers, mass testing, but it held up better when you docked it and took the air out of it versus letting it get fluffy. But
Now,
just
docking
crazy.
it, what do you? I'm not familiar with that term.
So at pizza docking, what you do is if you have a press,
Right.
so we got a dough press that's heated. So when you put a dough ball
Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm.
on the press, and it presses it out to a certain thickness, and you can set
Sure.
the thickness from really thick to really thin. And then when you take it off, you roll this docker. You've seen the little roller with spikes on it.
Right.
You roll it, the docker across, and what it does is it
Okay.
removes the air from the inside of the crust. So if you don't dock the pizza, when it bakes, it's the inside of the pizza is going to go whoop, and it's almost going to be like a pita, right? It's going to
Ooh,
grow
yeah.
big, and it might go back. It goes back down over time, but
Makes
if you
sense.
dock it, the pizza crust stays thin, which then makes it crispier.
Oh, I'll be damned.
Yeah, I mean,
I've
we're,
seen
we're
them do
probably
that.
going to have we're probably going to have a pizza podcast before long. Maybe we can get Matt the pizza god on here and we
Right.
talk pizza.
I actually have a breakfast pizza recipe. Pretty successful one too. Well, I guess I shouldn't say I do. My sister has it.
Just got refrigerator biscuits or what?
No, it was my grandpa's pizza recipe
And what
for
was
his. I don't know off the top of my head, but it was the best.
that? It was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
What's
breakfast
it? What's
pizza.
in it?
I don't know. I haven't had it in a long time, actually. Okay.
It's the best there is, Randy. This is what we deal with.
Okay.
Oh, but
It's
he-
the best.
We closed
So you're talking
the
about
gas
the grandpa?
station.
Oh,
Yeah,
grandpa that had the
Denny's.
convenience store. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
That
Grandpa
makes
Denny's
sense.
breakfast pizza. Yeah, it's been a while. That place has been closed for 10 years.
Yeah, I know. I
almost.
drive by it all the time. Normally, I send your mom a picture and say, "Hey, whatever."
Me too.
They wanted me to. She goes, "Just buy that," and I'm like, "Oh, I want to buy it." Sure, won't let me.
Yeah, you should have bought it. That would have been sick. That would have been cool. But yeah, it was really good breakfast pizza is what it was.
What made
My
it
sister
good?
has
What
the
made it
recipe.
good?
I think it was I think it was the type of sauce he used. He used like a cheese sauce. That was
Right.
my grandma
So,
thinks that it was the dough. I don't think it was the dough. I think it was the cheese sauce that
it
made
makes
it real
me
good.
think. So I have a friend that I used to go to breakfast with. Doesn't go to breakfast anymore. He's older and doesn't go to breakfast. But Larry Biondi always made breakfast pizza, and he would do a crust, but he always bought our Monterey Jack cheese sauce that was one of the elements in our queso. So we take it and add a bunch more stuff to it, and instead of making a roux and that, we go through 15 gallons of this shit a day.
Right.
So we buy a canned cheese sauce for it, and he used to use that Monterey Jack cheese sauce. Now you got me thinking, because we've been using breakfast pizza. I want to build your own. So would you like country gravy? Would you like queso? Or would you like sausage gravy or hollandaise as your base? And then we do a cheese mix, and then we'll put all the toppings on top. So the toppings will crisp up and cook.
Right.
We're cooking this thing at, our oven will only go to 450, I think. So we got to cook this thing in we need cook time under 5 minutes to be successful. But it made me think about the damn cheese sauce. We could just use the Monterey Jack cheese sauce instead of the queso. It's not on the line, but that would drive down cost, because instead of adding all the heavy cream to it and all the stuff that we're doing to the queso, just use the Monterey Jack cheese sauce.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to get the ingredients list so I can tell you exactly what kind of cheese they used. But my sister's being kind of stubborn. She doesn't want to give away. She doesn't want to give away the recipe.
Because it's a family heirloom.
Yeah. I guess. I wasn't ready for that.
Tell her I'm never sending food. Just hard to give her hints.
Oh, I wasn't gonna tell you all of this stuff because I want to keep it close to the chest too. But the cheese, at least.
Well, we could call it Grandpa Denny's breakfast pizza.
Well, I think we should. I actually tried to convince my brothers and sister when you were talking about selling the food truck. I said, guys, we could buy it.
I'm still talking about selling the food truck. Matter of fact,
Sold that yet?
No, well, Randy, the reason was we had so much restaurant equipment piled up in front of it, we had to get it out. And let me tell you, today the food truck has worked amazing, right? I mean, it's been there. We got it all cleaned up on the inside. We went through. I had T-Rex come over and did all the refrigeration, made sure everything was kosher, cleaned it all up. Everything used to be riveted to the wall, right? Because that's
right.
It kept in place. So we popped all the rivets. He popped all the rivets, took all the equipment out, got it all cleaned up. One needed a little Freon to it, but got everything cleaned, ready to go. So it's all great, operational. And he put it back and then he screwed it to the wall instead of riveting. So you can unscrew it if you want and take stuff out, right? And this morning I'm moving equipment and I walk over and I'll be goddamn, that son of a bitch had transmission fluid all over the fucking floor. And there is not, I've walked past it. There has been none all winter long. And now we finally get a chance that I'm going to fire this bitch up and take it out and take pictures, sell it. And it's got fucking transmission fluid all over the place.
Whoops.
Huh.
I'm not sure if a seal just went bad and dried out, or I have no idea. But guess what? I'm sure we'll get to spend another $8,000 on that son of a bitch to get rid of it.
Right.
Sell it as is.
Well,
Yeah.
people keep asking me what it's worth, and I'm like, I don't have a clue. And Randy, that's going to be you're going to have to look and see what it's worth. I mean,
Okay.
it's amazing on the inside. I mean, it's got 2 fryers, 3 refrigerators, a low boy, a pizza prep table, or a pizza, an under counter prep table. It's got an ice cream freezer that I can drop in if you want. It's 3-bay sink. It's all stainless inside and out. I mean, the whole inside kitchen's total 100% stainless.
I need
What's
to
it
get
worth?
an idea.
What's it worth, Randy? What's it worth?
I have no idea.
What do you think it's worth?
30, 40.
Okay.
I haven't really looked at trucks for a while. I need to look because if we ever decide to sell ours, what we would ask for.
Or buy mine?
No.
Oh, damn it. I'd sell this.
Staff,
I'd actually sell this one to a friend. Actually, but
it's that good a shape.
Well, the only problem with that food truck, the inside is really nice. The only problem with the food truck is it's a 300,000 mile engine, right?
Right. Gas.
It'll
or
still
diesel?
run. It's diesel.
Gas. Oh, it is diesel.
It's diesel, so it's got mileage left in it, but it's just, you know what they're like. Their old truck body's been worn to shit.
Right.
And then they get it worn to shit, and then they throw a brand new kitchen on front of it. I never understood that, but because the truck would have been the cheapest part of the whole deal.
Right. Right.
But yeah, I don't know.
I need to. I'll look around because, like I said, I need to find out for ourselves. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I told my brothers, well, JJ specifically, I was like, and my sister, should we buy the food truck? And should we open Grandpa's Pizza? But it's a very niche market. I think we could be successful everywhere, but it would really be like an Eldon thing. Because I had a guy offer to pay me $200 for the recipe for that pizza once. After my grandpa passed away. Yeah, it's the best pizza in the whole world.
More reason why. Now, he probably wasn't making his own dough. He was probably just buying a pre-done
I have
dough.
the list. He bought pre-baked crust, pizza crust.
Yeah, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Most people do that, except for me, because I like to make it hard.
Yeah, and it had ham, cheese, bacon, more cheese. Pizza sounds so good. I don't know. I don't know what it is about it. Yeah, mild cheese. Gills. I don't know how to say that.
Gills.
Gell's mild cheese.
GEHL.
Yeah. Gell's mild cheddar cheese sauce.
Yeah. Brand
Put
name.
it down. Yep. Josie said I can share this with you if I want. It's not a secret. And I said, okay, because you said so, I'll tell him. I said, I'm not
Now-
going to tell him everything.
Now we just shared it to the world. There's no special other
Yeah.
ingredients in there that make it like.
If you ask my grandma, she thinks that the reason it was good was because of the pizza crust. I don't know if I agree with that. But, yeah. And then it was just cheese, bacon, ham. And it looks like that was it. So
And the pre-baked crust are really they're actually
if
really
you guys
decent.
if someone can remake this pizza, honestly, I would pay you a lot of money just to have a slice of it.
What makes you think you can't remake this pizza?
I don't know. I've never tried. I didn't have the recipe until just now. My sister's been gatekeeping it.
So what was it? I mean, I have pre-made crust sitting in the freezer, Emma. Come on up. Let's make one right now. Let's go get pick
Okay.
up some Gale's mild cheddar cheese sauce.
I'll send you the full recipe. I don't want to give away all the good stuff.
Yeah.
You guys can try to make it. It won't be the same, but we can try to make it with all the good stuff. But yeah, no. It would be good. It would be good to have on the menu.
Gale's mild cheddar. Yeah, so Gale's mild cheddar is really just a generic mild cheddar cheese sauce.
Right.
I ain't
right,
telling you
exactly.
nothing on this, reading this written down right now, nothing on this is really that crazy. I think it was just, I don't know if it's just how I made it or what. It is hands down the best breakfast pizza I ever had. You could ask anybody from Southeast Iowa and they would 100% agree.
What was the name of what was the name of the gas station?
It was D's Eldon Y.
What?
D's Eldon Y.
DS?
Yeah, D apostrophe S.
D apostrophe S.
Eldon. Mm-hmm.
And then Y?
Yeah, just the letter Y.
What was that on there for?
I think it was because of one of the the first gas station he had owned was something similar to that. And just to keep it when they took it over fully.
Okay.
I don't know.
So there's a Yelp review on D's Eldon Y.
Well, that's scary. It's been closed for 9 years.
Well, Yelp wasn't invented yesterday.
I guess that's true. Was it good? Is it bad?
One review, 5 stars.
Nah, that sounds about right.
But it says, I got a breakfast personal pizza today and it was awesome. See pics. Ooh. Here they use sausage gravy for the sauce.
Well, we might have had more than one pizza, though. I don't remember it being sausage gravy. My sister just has an invoice of one of the. Oh, this review is really nice. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm trying
I
to
can't
figure
read
out
that.
why it won't. I'm trying to figure out why it won't let you this review on Yelp, but I can't pull it up. It brings
Because it
me
wants you to open
another-
up the app. I want you to download the Yelp app.
Well, I've got the Yelp app, and then
Oh, I
but
don't know.
the one
Maybe 'cause it's
review,
closed?
the one review on here
Yeah.
not the same review that they're advertising. What's up with that, Yelp?
I don't know. Oh yeah, this the one review.
See if you Google it,
That's what I just did. He's so sweet.
Google it. It said Julie R said this, and it's even got a picture. But when you click on
Oh.
it, it doesn't.
I wonder if they deleted. I wonder if they deleted the review. My grandma has a LinkedIn.
This is a wonderful gas station convenience store with the nicest man who owns and runs it. He ran it for over 30 years. Support the locally owned gas stations. They deserve it. Yep. I've been there.
He was a good guy.
Yeah.
He's the best. Okay,
Where
let's
is
change
Eldon?
the topic.
Where is Eldon, Iowa?
Just
Southeast
east of
Iowa.
Ottumwa.
Yeah, it's
Just
in the
east of
Ottumwa area.
Ottumwa.
Okay. Okay.
About
He had convenience store right off the highway.
About
Right off
45
the
minutes
4-lane.
straight west of Shut Your Pie Hole Cheesecake corporate headquarters,
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
which, by the way, is slamming it.
They're
Hell
selling
yeah.
some pies.
Can't cook cheesecakes fast enough.
I'll be damned. And that's just that she's not shipping any. That's just people picking
No,
stuff up.
she'd like to ship it, but she can't even. Hell, I haven't even been able to place my order yet.
This is
I'm-
just people picking them up.
Virtually, this is people picking them up. She's open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Mark, her husband's the head baker. He's got another baker. They got two people, another person decorating, somebody at the front counter. And I'm like, hey, Mark, when am I going to get? He goes, oh, Darren, I know. We're trying to get you cheesecake. We just cannot keep up. I'm like, that's a good thing, because you let me know when business slows down, I'll place my order. In the meantime, we're going full on jarfait and banana pudding and everything we can think of.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Pie sounds good.
I love
Yes,
food.
cheesecake would be good right now.
Oh yeah, the pie. I told your mom yesterday. I was sitting next to. I was out in the dining room at the Jam just for a few minutes. I saw a guy that built our actual house. He was out there with 3 other guys that we know, and the guy, they got done eating. He goes, "Man, this hot beef sandwich is like the best in Des Moines."
Ooh.
And I'm like, "Really?" He goes, "I'm telling you, it's the best hot
You know
beef
what?
sandwich in Des Moines."
I might second that motion.
And
I do like our hot beef.
Yeah, and it's the same beef from that we're doing at Smoky
Smoky
D's.
D's.
Same exact
Yeah.
beef. We actually cook it at Smoky D's overnight, right?
Yeah.
But the difference is we're serving country style green beans with it instead of I think we do carrots maybe at
Carrots.
Smoky D's.
Yeah. Oh, the
And the
carrots are so
country
good,
style
though.
green beans, people are just raving about country style green beans, right?
That's crazy. I mean, not
mean,
really, but
But very fine green, very green beans with, some garlic and a little white pepper and salt and bacon,
yeah,
but really good bacon.
really
Not
good
that
bacon.
cheap, not pizza topping bacon, like bacon.
Bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Premium.
Guys, I'm
Premium.
getting old.
You're getting old.
Yeah, look at my forehead. I got frown lines coming in. Huh.
That's what happens when you hang out with Randy and I.
No
Yep, we'll put them
fucking
on
kidding.
pretty quick. We'll put them
No
on somebody
kidding.
pretty damn quick.
So Randy, now that we've talked the entire time, or I've talked the entire time and my voice is almost gone, how was your food trucking week?
It was excellento.
Excellento.
Excellento. We've been out a couple days this week, and it's been pretty interesting. Everybody thinks people don't want to buy. They want the cheap stuff.
Right.
Everybody's, unless it's cheap, people aren't going to buy it. Well,
Amen.
We've proved it wrong for 2 days this week. So our two highest price menu items have been our 2 biggest sellers, not just dollar wise, volume wise, for the 2 days.
Like Big
Both
Mac Daddy
days.
and the farm.
The farm and then the Big Mac Daddy, yeah.
Yeah.
Both of
Okay.
those have been.
I have a question. It's like a conspiracy theory, maybe, and I want you guys to either debunk it or prove it. Do you think that because the weather's been so nice, everyone's been willing to spend more money, so they're getting the higher end stuff?
No, I think they just
No.
think our country is moving in the right direction. They're willing to invest in local
Oh, okay.
operators.
Because they know they support the small businesses. So
I was
Right.
just thinking, like, personally, I would, this time of year, I feel like, especially like once the sun really starts coming out and patios start opening up, this is when I spend the most money.
Oh God, don't talk about patios. Oh.
but yeah, those
Oh,
two
why?
things have
'Cause
been
you
our
gotta
biggest.
open yours up.
Well, people are asking about patio. Where's the patio furniture? It's sitting over in storage, right? No big deal,
Yeah.
except for I'm trying to build a patio. So I don't want to put the patio furniture out because when they start
Yeah.
building it, then I got to take it away,
Right.
right? Because it's going to be under
Plus,
construction.
With Iowa weather, we're due for another winter in
Oh,
a
yeah,
week.
we still got 8 more months of weather damn near. I mean,
Yeah.
I
so-
would agree.
yeah. I mean, we're going to have
Oh,
this
it's supposed to snow next week, so I would just wait.
Oh shit.
boom. Bring back on the soup.
Yeah.
Oh.
So no,
That's crazy.
our 2 days that we've been out have been very successful days for us. We've
God.
actually sold out of a few things. So
Whoa.
and we normally never sell out.
Yeah.
And
You can't make any money if you don't have it. You can't sell
That's
it if you
exactly
ain't got
right.
it,
So-
right?
right. So, and then we're excited about St. Patrick's Day this weekend. So, even though this will be already
Out.
St.
It'll come out
Patrick's
2
Day.
days after. Yep.
2 days after, so it'll be the next.
We had to record
one
this
that
one
I'll be
early.
able to-
Well, it
the
actually
way,
comes out on. I'm a traditionalist because St. Patrick's
actually
Day
does
is
come out
on
on St. Patrick's.
Monday.
Yeah,
Yes. So technically, Darren is correct. It does come out on St. Patrick's Day.
I talked to the organizer of the St. Patrick's Day parade, and they've got 2,600 people signed up to walk in the parade.
So we're
That's what he
supposed to
said.
have the nasty shit weather Friday afternoon,
We are too.
and then high of 45 on Saturday. We're supposed to be
They're
in the
calling us-
70s with what?
They're
Oh,
calling
hi.
us
Yeah, you're
60s.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're in the 50s here.
What'd you say?
I've
Did
said
you- did you
you're
hear
right
that, Did you hear
more
that,
than
Randy?
once this episode. I have said you are right more than once this episode. So let's relax.
Yeah,
Let's
they've
not act like it's so rare.
Usually everybody when
taken
they say
Friday-
that going,
Fri-
I hate
Friday for
saying
us.
this, but
I normally do.
you're right.
Yeah, I do hate saying it, but I'll give you credit where credit's due.
Yeah,
There's a
Friday
30
they're calling. They've only got like 8% chance of rain on Friday and 1% on Saturday, and the high Saturday 65.
You're in. This is all going to be in Springfield.
Illinois.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I got that part. Smart ass. I just
But
didn't
it's
know if it's
supposed to be
Springfield or
breezy.
Jacksonville. You talk about both. Okay. Yeah, your high is 61 on Saturday. Ours is 50. But you are supposed to have rain on Saturday.
I only show 1% chance of rain.
Oh, according to the weather app, it's 50. But that doesn't
This is
matter.
the Weather Channel. It's more realistic.
No, I'm on
you
the
all
weather.
you all should really use
Randy?
like AccuWeather
Uh huh.
because
I didn't want to add that.
Let's see what AccuWeather says as we ramble on about the weather.
The
Because you know what,
weather app.
they're all going to be wrong.
Right.
The
they
weather
are.
app, Randy, is run by the Weather Channel on your phone.
Right,
Oh, I don't know about that.
Randy.
That's
Mine says
literally
you're supposed to be 72, 77, 77. Saturday is 64, partly sunny, windy and cooler, times of cloud and sun. And then on Sunday, high of 42.
We don't care about Sunday.
You know what?
And then next week, 64, 69, 60, 69,
9.
68. You do me, I owe you one. And
God,
then
that
back down to
episode
the
feels
50s.
like that was not that long ago.
And then back down to the 50s. But you know what's more important?
What?
You know what's more important about the weather?
What?
Next Wednesday, Cape Coral,
Why?
Florida. 87,
Oh.
88, 85, 83, 84, 83, 85.
I come back for
Nice.
Dallas on Wednesday,
Mic
and
drop.
it's going to be 72 when I leave. It's going to be 80s while I'm in Texas. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Are you going to eat some barbecue?
Yeah. At least
are?
once. Yeah. I would probably have it for every meal if Lane will let me. I got to try it all.
Look, man. Look, it's already being controlled, Randy.
No, I'm
You
just
tell,
saying, like,
You tell Lane what you're eating.
well, I mean, it just will. I would like it, both of us, to have an enjoyable meal. If he's not feeling barbecue every single meal, I'm not going to force him to have it every
Nah,
single
you go
meal.
to Dallas and Fort Worth, to me, if you go to Fort Worth, you got to get tacos.
Ooh, we're not going to Fort Worth.
I'd go to Fort Worth, just get tacos.
Okay, I'll think about it.
So, Randy, what's up? You got the rest this week? Are you out the food truck at all anymore or no?
No. We're doing prep work and stuff, making leprechaun balls and stuff Thursday and Friday,
Yeah.
and getting everything ready for. Because I've got to have my food truck up there. Like they
dark
say
30.
we can load in at 8:30. I plan on being up there at 7:45 because I want to make sure I can get in some good power and a good location. But I'm sure everybody else is thinking the same thing. I know one other food truck is thinking the same thing because he was up there early last year.
Well, you know what I'd do? Instead of waiting in line the food truck, have one of your boys take a cooler and go find your spot and sit on it. You can't load in the
Sit
truck,
on
but
it.
doesn't mean you can't protect it.
Well,
Sit on it.
I think if we get up there, they'll let us in. They don't care.
I'd get some like straps with nails on your boards so that people can't get into that spot.
That isn't a bad idea.
I think it'd work. You got to do
Guys-
something to make them not want that spot.
My biggest thing is being close to the parade route, but yet having good power.
Right.
And I was scouted the place out yesterday, and the power is a little ways away from the parade route, but I got enough cord or enough cable that we can run, and we'll get quite a ways up there. So
Yeah, especially if it's going to be nice. You're just going to have to run the hood, right? And the warmer, you're not going to really have to run anything else.
no.
You're not going to need air conditioning or heat.
No. So, I mean, they always have 50 amp for us. So,
Ooh. But 50 amp will run about 20 amp if you run 500 foot of cord.
well, I don't have 500 foot. I just got the cord that's hooks up to the truck, and then another extension cord that's probably about 25 feet. And,
So you're not going to be that far away, hopefully.
no. But getting up there, and what aggravates me is somebody will go up there and take the 50 amp plug in and put a fucking adapter on it down to a 20 amp, even though there's 20 amp plug-ins there.
You know how you do that, Randy? The guy that's going to go sit in your spot with the cooler is going to take a 50 amp adapter and plug it in with a cord and run it back to your spot with no truck. Because you can only load in your truck. Didn't say you can't load in your personnel.
Yeah.
Loopholes.
I may take one of the boys with me, and if they don't let us in, they can mark off our spot.
Yeah. Just go sit. What are they going to do? Run them over?
They're too busy running all the drunks over already.
Right.
Okay. Well, do you guys have anything else?
No.
We could talk all day, Emma.
We really could, but I'm just thinking about how.
You got a date?
No, I don't actually.
Oh.
I don't. I do have to get.
This
some
is
more
our
work
100th
done.
episode, and we just went past our 100 minute. Oh, no, that's an hour and 1 minute.
Yeah.
Hour and 1 minute.
I feel like
You
we
got
should go to
40
100
minutes to
minutes.
go.
I feel like we should go to 100 minutes. So
You
that
guys want to
people
talk
can
for
do-
39 more minutes?
We probably will after we get done off the podcast.
Exactly. We always do when we get done.
Well, we can. I don't care. This is your guys' podcast. I
No,
just
we won't do
edit it.
Oh, no, it's our podcast. I was thinking about a podcast swag shop.
Who's gonna run that?
Well, you are. You're the only one on the payroll.
Okay, that's what I thought you were gonna say, but you know what? I'll figure it out.
That was another thought about 310 this morning.
Yeah. I mean, I would be pumped if we had some merch or a Cue the Mic t-shirt, or we could make our own kind of Damn It Randy t-shirts kind of thing
Yeah.
to sell. It'd be great. Or some other Randyisms. But anyway,
All right.
I don't know.
Anything
I feel
else?
like we're just talking
Nope,
to Phil.
I think
air.
we're good. I'm going to go back and finish to the rest of the stripper podcast. And
All right.
No,
I
I'm
forgot
not.
that was this episode. It was really anticlimactic 100th episode, but you know what? When you've done 100 of them, it's really hard to be creative that many times.
And when you have so much planning that goes into it,
Yeah.
Intense.
Zero.
Intense.
we ought to
Okay.
hire a director.
Just remember,
No.
be awake, not awoke.
Oh, whoa. Not a
Not
woke.
woke. Not woke.
Okay,
I
and in
can't
my
believe-
defense, we were supposed to record tomorrow. I could have had more of an idea.
No.
They could have game planned all
Bullshit.
night. But anyway,
All right.
There's neither
Sign
here
us
nor
off,
there.
Emma. Sign us off, Emma.
okay. If you haven't already, like us on social media, follow, subscribe, do all the things. You can find us on YouTube as well. Subscribe there, watch the episodes, download the episodes, and yeah, I butchered that. But you guys know the drill. Randy?
Boom. Out of here. Finished. Done.
Boom. See ya next Tuesday.
Adios.
Next Monday.
You
Haha, good
missed-
try.
You missed it.
Yeah, I did. Okay, see you guys next week for episode 101. Bye.